Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer video made by Forge College. Today, we're essentially acting as your lead engineers to wire up the telemetry dashboard for your Solana main at launch. Now, in our last lesson, risk management and production readiness, we focused heavily on risk management, which is basically buying the insurance. Today is all about making sure the car actually runs. If you've ever wondered how elite teams keep their decentralized applications from, spontaneously combusting when real users finally show up, you are absolutely in the right place. Let's dive right in.
Okay, so here is our blueprint for today's operation. We're going to start at the observability control room, define the 3 pillars of observability, and identify your 4 vital performance signals. From there, we'll put it into practice by diagnosing deployment traffic jams, establish a 5-step monitoring workflow, and finally, wrap the whole thing up with compliance and next steps.
All right, Section 1, the Observability Control Room, transitioning from testing to live observation.
Think about it like this. You wouldn't just strap yourself to a rocket, slap on a blindfold, and hope for the best, right? No way. Similarly, you should literally never launch on mainnet without your sensors actually turned on and feeding data back to mission control. In our previous lesson, we built the airbags. We crash tested the code on DevNet. But transitioning to mainnet, that is where we actually fly the machine. You absolutely need live telemetry so you know exactly how the system is behaving when a sudden stampede of real users hits your app. Without it, you're honestly just guessing in the dark.
Moving on to Section 2, 3 pillars of observability, the foundational sensors of your dashboard. So to stop panicking and start knowing, we have to rely on the 3 pillars of system observability. Honestly, think of this like a medical diagnosis. Metrics are your vital signs, the heart rate, the temperature. They're the objective numbers screaming, hey, something is wrong here. Logs, on the other hand, are the patient's symptoms, the actual text explaining, my stomach hurts after I ate that. And traces? They're the x-rays. They expose the exact step-by-step path of the problem, showing you precisely where the breakdown happened in your code. Together, these 3 work like an unbeatable diagnostic engine.
So what is observability, really? Basically, it's simply the practice of measuring a system's internal health purely by looking at its external outputs, those metrics, logs, and traces we literally just talked about. And here is the real magic trick. When you instrument all 3 of these layers with consistent tracking labels, you unlock a superpower called correlation. Instead of staring at a terrifying wall of red, noisy alerts, correlation actually connects the dots for you, turning total chaos into a laser-focused diagnosis.
Section 3. 4 vital performance signals, the specific metrics you need on Solana.
Now, instead of tracking absolutely every single blip and completely drowning in useless data, elite engineers focus on a small, high-signal set of metrics. These are your dashboard's vital warning lights. First up, RPC latency, which is basically how long it takes the network switchboard to answer your call. Next is the HTTP 429 rate. Think of a 429 error like a bouncer at a club saying, whoa, too many people, wait outside. It means you're being throttled. Then we have transaction confirmation time, which is the direct, real-world delay your users are feeling. And finally, program CPU usage, which spots the specific bits of your code that are suddenly working way too hard. Setting alerts for these specific thresholds ensures you catch a hiccup well before your users even notice.
Let's actually pull out one specific, absolutely vital number from that list. 500. A median RPC latency exceeding 500 milliseconds might sound like the blink of an eye to us, but in Web3, it is a massive early warning indicator. If your system sustains that half-second delay for a full minute, it's telling you your transport layer is getting seriously congested. It's the digital equivalent of traffic suddenly slowing down on the highway, giving you the perfect chance to reroute proactively.
Section 4. Diagnosing deployment traffic jams, putting your telemetry to the test.
Let's look at a concrete, highly stressful scenario right after you deploy to mainnet. You're feeling good, popping the champagne, and then suddenly an angry user hops into your Discord to complain that things are slow. Now, in the past, a vague complaint like that would induce sheer panic, right? You'd be sweating, wondering if your smart contract was completely broken. But now, because your dashboard is wired up with our 4 vital signals, your heart rate stays completely steady. You don't guess, you look at the data to definitively answer. Why are user transactions suddenly queuing?
And here is exactly what your dashboard reveals to save the day. By correlating your signals, you notice your normal requests are high. But suddenly, those HTTP 429 responses, remember the bouncer telling requests to wait, are spiking right alongside a rise in transaction timeouts. Looking at this data instantly proves your hypothesis.
The problem isn't a bug in your shiny new smart contract at all. It's simply that your RPC tier is saturated with way too much traffic. Mystery solved, without breaking a sweat.
With the diagnosis confirmed by hard data, you systematically apply mitigation steps in order of least impact. First, you throttle your client-side retries, basically telling the app to stop aggressively spamming the refresh button. If that doesn't clear the jam, you implement client-side batching to bundle those requests together. Still congested? Okay, you switch to a larger, proxied pool of endpoints. And as a side note, if your CPU had spiked at the exact same time, you'd know exactly where to profile your code. This is exactly how you safely and calmly resolve a traffic jam like an absolute pro.
Section 5. The 5-step monitoring workflow, your engineering checklist.
As you explore programs and courses at Forge College, you learn pretty quickly that elite engineers don't just wing it. They rely on repeatable, testable workflows. Here is your 5-step blueprint. 1. Instrument your code, meaning physically add the sensors to your app. 2. Ingest the data centrally so it's all in one place. 3. Create actionable alerts based on those thresholds so the system taps you on the shoulder when things go sideways. 4. Investigate using a reproducible checklist. And 5. Report your findings so the entire team actually learns from it.
Bringing us to Section 6, Compliance and Next Steps, Turning Observation into Evidence.
Following that exact 5-step workflow doesn't just fix bugs, it is literally your ultimate shield against finger pointing. From the exact moment a system event occurs at T0, all the way up to T plus 90 days, you have an immutable record. For compliance audits, you must retain raw telemetry and incident tickets for a specified window, commonly 90 days. Doing this transforms your monitoring from just temporary blips on a screen into concrete, verifiable governance artifacts. It proves without a doubt that you did everything right.
The crucial takeaway here is this. Monitoring serves both operations and compliance. It's a 2-for-1 deal, folks. Structured metrics and immutable logs are not just optional documentation you quickly write up on a Friday afternoon if you happen to have free time. They are the objective, hard evidence you need to justify your deployment decisions to stakeholders, to auditors, and honestly, to your future self.
I want to leave you with one final, provocative question. The next time a deployment gets bumpy, and trust me, it will, ask yourself, are you guessing in the dark, or are you diagnosing with undeniable evidence? Take a moment right now to audit the metrics you currently have access to so you're fully prepared for our next step in this Solana deployment track. And please visit forge.college to dive deeper into this subject, learn how to build better workflows, and master other incredible Web3 topics. Thanks so much for exploring this explainer video by Forge College with me today. See you next time.